What happens when adventurous midlife empty nesters set out to explore the Bay Area without a car right after New Year's?
Well, sometimes you end up at the wrong ferry terminal and not everything is operating with business as usual.
If you have access to the internet and are willing to embrace the unknown, you can still enjoy some fun adventures full of unexpected moments.
Like we did today. Between Rosie the Riveter, secret fairy gardens, and a spectacular bluebird day, we were reminded of just why we love the San Francisco Bay Area so much, and not everything fun goes according to plan.
We're Zeke and Terri, empty nest midlife travel adventurers from the San Francisco Bay Area.
After nearly getting divorced and rebooting our relationship, we decided to focus on our shared passion for travel and adventure.
We launched this channel to inspire other empty nesters to get out, get dirty, and live this crazy thing called life by exploring places both near and far.
Subscribe to our channel for more Zeke and Terri adventures.
Where are we going today, Zeke?
We are going to get a little bit of nostalgia. I needed a little bit of European mass transit today.
Oh, I was like, that's how we're getting there.
True.
But where are we going?
Well, we are taking the one train in San Mateo County to San Francisco, and then we're going to take a fun little driverless car. We've done that before. And then we're going to take a ferry to Richmond.
Okay, but the whole point of going is we're going to Richmond, California. You are so caught up on the public transportation that we're going to the Rosie the Riveter Museum, which is what I'm excited about. I didn't really care about how we got there. You actually cared about how we got there. This should be a fun day.
I care about them both. It's going to be fun to get there. Always fun to go on the water. But Rosie the Riveter, yes, this is, and I think she's still alive, like 105 or something like that.
I don't know. We'll have to look it up.
Taking names.
But today is one of our hyper-local visits. Taking advantage of one of the amazing things that we have available, one of the millions of amazing things we have available here in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Gotta love it.
So, we'll see. Okay, I know how excited you are about public transportation, and I forgot we got to go on the new electric Caltrain trains.
Super clean and new.
And lots of them with...
even new train smell.
So there was a little bit of confusion when we were trying to catch our Waymo because they all end, it seems, in X3, and at least 3 of them pulled up beforehand before we got into the right one. But they seem to be very popular right now in San Francisco, which I absolutely love. I love Waymos and would love to see these in every city.
So we need to take a Waymo from the train to the ferry because the ferry is all the way up at Pier 41. Okay, no. So, I look up yesterday, I want to take the ferry from San Francisco to Richmond. It says Pier 41. Okay, great, 9:10 a.m. Okay, great. We back it up with the trains and a Waymo and the whole bit. We get here.
I wonder if it was because yesterday was New Year's Day and it's different from...
No. And there's ferries there. There's a couple of ferries and they're floating there, but nobody's getting on or off those ferries.
Those aren't ferries, those are blue and gold feet. Are those ferries? I think those
are
cruisers.
They're boats, whatever, they're boats. It said 41. And then I look it up this morning as we're standing there looking for the boat, and it sends us back to the Ferry Building. Complete waste of time.
This return is $20.
Still, it's a complete why. It's a complete why is what it is. I looked it up. Where do I go? Pier 41. No, you really don't go to Pier 41. I know I'm gonna end up editing this all out, but okay, it appears we might have 4 minutes to make our ferry. If not, the next ferry is over 2 hours later. Okay, we've done an emergency abort of our Waymo ride.
Okay, have everything?
I got everything. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. There's no one coming.
Okay, so I think we can make it Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun.
That was delightful.
Nice, quick half an hour ferry ride across the bay.
8 passengers on board, not very many.
$5 a person.
I think that's what it was. I don't think we could have asked for a better day today. This is just exceptional. So the Rosie the Riveter Museum.
A little museum. It's a very little, small museum, but it's good. It's got some good stuff.
And it's interesting about not just Rosie the Riveter, which was just not one person. It was a lot of women, but also the development boom of Richmond, California, and its involvement in the war effort back in the 40s, which was absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, they said they went from like 28,000 to 120,000 people in Richmond. 90,000 of which worked at the Ford assembly plant and everything associated with the shipyard.
Kaiser shipyard. Yeah. So that was really interesting. I mean, the fact that we are, less than 20 miles from where we grew up, the museum has only been open 12 years, so I didn't feel so bad about it. And there are people in Richmond who don't even know that it exists. Now we are on the hunt for something else that's interesting over here. If not, we will be taking the 12-ish ferry back to San Francisco to have lunch at the Ferry Building.
Let's see what we find. In researching coming to the Rosie the Riveter Museum, the museum is here. It was open and it's fairly small, as we mentioned. And so you're in and out of there not long unless you really want to sit around and watch a bunch of movies, which you could do. The other recommendations that we received were the Ford assembly plant and the Ford assembly restaurant, which said it was opening at 11. It doesn't open until 4. The Ford assembly plant itself is this large building behind us that has been sublet to a bunch of smaller companies, so there's really nothing to see other than on the outside. The Rosie the Riveter Memorial is a 20-minute walk around on the other side of the marina, which is lovely, but I'm not really feeling motivated to do that. I would recommend, if you have the option, bring a bike, because it's right on the Bay Trail and there's a bunch of people riding bikes. There's plenty of room and you could cover a ton of ground at that point in time. So because the restaurant is closed and there's no other restaurants around, we're going to grab an Uber to
Kaleidoscope Coffee, which looks like a local hip coffee joint.
And you know me, I'm local and I'm hip. So we're going to try that, and then we're going to jump on a ferry and head back to San Francisco.
my gosh, that was so cute. I know you got bored as Thing 2 and I went through every single little ferry house, opening every single little door.
It was impressive. It was impressive. This is one of those moments where we took a left turn and sort of struck off, and you found a coffee shop, and it led us to Point Richmond, which I'm sure I've heard of before, but I've never been here.
Never been to.
And it's the very old neighborhood that
Super cute.
is super cute. And now we're going to go get some lunch.
Yeah, so it has a little bit of downtown. We'll go ahead and walk around. I know we saw an art gallery. We've seen a couple coffee shops, a couple of restaurants, a laundromat. I mean, it's not dissimilar to Noe Valley's 24th Street in terms of the little places as a little bit of a neighborhood. That concludes our hyper-local one-day trip up to Richmond, California.
With the secret discovery of Point Richmond, which was the diamond in the rough.
With the little ferry,
Yeah.
the little ferry village.
Yeah.
That was super fun.
Quick review, Caltrain, the new trains. I'd
Lovely.
say nice improvement, yeah.
close to European.
Yeah. Waymo is great if the traffic's not bad. If the traffic's bad, it's just like being in a car. Ferry was super. That was lovely.
Really like the ferry. Except there were no snacks.
There was no snacks. So bring your own snacks. And then on the other end, I'd suggest taking bikes.
If you go to the Rosie the Riveter thing, you can easily take a Lyft or Uber over to Point Richmond, have some lunch, walk around, go see the little ferry houses. I think it was a fun one-day thing. When you come into San Francisco, take a few minutes to walk through the Ferry Building. There are a couple cute shops. There's a whole section with local artists where I got some new earrings from.
And before we get drowned out by another train coming through, we'll see you next time on another One Day.
Yep.
Attention, please.